When I was young, my brother and I built a boat with our father. We spent several years sailing and exploring the Patuxent River. And then I met Toni.
Peter and I spent many happy times on that boat, and so when we got married, we built a larger boat and ventured out into the Chesapeake Bay and its many rivers.
We crewed on larger boats with dreams of sailing the world, but then life took another turn.
Today, we look forward to retirement with dreams of leaving it all behind. Come join us on our journey to sail the seas.
Happy New Year's, everyone. This is our first video in 2023. I can't believe that it's already 2023, a very exciting year coming up. But right off the bat, I think we're going to address the monkey in the room, and that's our health. As we look forward to retirement, we need to get a little bit healthier than we are today if we're going to enjoy this boat and sail the world, hopefully. COVID really screwed us over. We were okay before COVID came along, and COVID kind of made us a little bit lazy.
Well, we weren't lazy.
Well,
we just
less
weren't
active. Right. First off the bat, we don't eat unhealthy. We eat very healthy food, organic. We eliminated sugar out of our diet for the most part years ago. We might eat fast food once a month.
We use a lot of olive oil in our cooking.
Yes. So it's not like we're eating a lot of junk food. During COVID, we started snacking and probably want to limit our snacking.
We eat too much. Or I do. I won't speak for him, but I do.
Well, we just need to burn. The more we eat, the more we need to exercise. So for me, I'll just say it out loud. I don't know if you want to say it out loud, but January 2023, I weighed 220 pounds. That's not where I want to be by the time I get on this boat. I want to be around 190, but I'm going to set a goal for 195. And these are the things that I'm going to do to help me get there. I'm going to limit my snacks. If I eat snacks, it's going to be stuff like celery and carrots like I used to do. I'm eliminating alcohol for weekdays only. I will imbibe on Friday and Saturday and maybe Sunday, but the nightly glass of wines,
which we haven't really been doing until maybe Christmas time.
Right. So I'm eliminating that. I'm going to go with the 3-head nod rule. If I'm watching TV and my head nods on the third time, I'm getting up and I'm just going to go to bed. Because if I don't, I get up there and then 10 o'clock rolls through and I start getting hungry. And then I eat something, and then I'm not getting good night's sleep. So that's what I'm going to do to try to lose. And then I'm going to exercise. I'm going to start out with 20 minutes aggressive power walks. I want to walk a mile in 20 minutes and then start building that up. And that's probably the key there, is to become a lot more active to burn some of these calories and get back in shape. And then we'll provide updates throughout the year. Unless we failed miserably, and then you'll never see this video. So what are you going to do to help yourself out?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not telling you how much I weigh, but it is pretty obvious I weigh too much. So I do know that a couple of years back, before COVID, I had lost weight, and I lost weight by counting calories. I think that's really important. I don't think you have to starve yourself by like a 12 or 1,300 calorie thing. I lost weight on 1,500 calories and a day. And that was without exercising at the time, really not exercising much except for maybe swimming. So that worked for me. I think once you get to a certain weight, you have to reevaluate how many calories you're taking in. But the key is to burn more than you take in. And we got very inactive during COVID. We both have jobs where we sit at a desk. And I worked a lot when we were home during the pandemic. So my goal is to be more active. I can't keep up with Peter when he walks. He has longer legs, but I'm walking. And I think that aerobic exercise and this thing called intermittent, where you kind of do something really strenuous for a few minutes, and then you kind of come back down for a few minutes. That's supposed to be something interesting. I might try that. and of course, like walking with him, but it'll
Walk
be
at
like,
your own pace.
yeah, he's way ahead of me.
'Cause we're at way two different paces.
Yes.
And it has to hurt. I think
and
it has to hurt a little.
I really don't get enough sleep, so I'm gonna try to sleep better. We should be able to have our dinner and then have a reasonable bedtime without too much snacking. So that's my plan. It's gonna take me longer than him. I have more to lose. So, but I figure if I'm losing weight and feeling better, and I did after, before the pandemic, that was what was so great about it, is I felt a lot better. So I'm told by doctors, you only have to lose like 10 to 15% of your weight to start feeling better. That doesn't mean you should stop there, and of course we'll talk to our doctors.
Yeah, I mean, another thing that we did is I actually went to a doctor. I haven't been to the doctor since the 90s. And I had blood work done, and the only thing the doctor said was, "You too fat." He said I need to get out and exercise a little bit. I think my blood pressure was within acceptable range, and blood sugar and all that. But he said, a little bit of exercise is not going to hurt you. So, that's our plan at the moment, and we'll provide updates. I don't know when this video is going to air, but maybe we'll apply updates as we do other videos.
Yeah.
Any other changes you want to make?
That's a lot right there.
We haven't been dormant. As you know, if you watch our videos, we took some ASA classes, sailing classes down in the Exumas. It was ASA 101, 103, 104, and 114.
Sounds right. Maybe.
That we passed. Very fun. We did it with Nautilus School. The other thing we did this year, and I think it was November, was the going ashore dinghy class. And I grew up with outboards, so I didn't get much out of the outboards. But what I did learn was dinghy etiquette. Like, who would have known? So I got a little bit out of the class. Also, tying up dinghies, if there's, tide differences. In a Chesapeake Bay, we don't have the drastic tides. In fact, we don't even think about the tides. But as you go further up north, they have, 10, 13, 18-foot tides. And that could be a problem. If you tie up at a high tide with a 6-foot rod, your dinghy's going to be like hanging there when you come back. So that was good to learn. You took a buttload of notes.
I did.
So you must have got a lot more out of it than
I just learn by writing or doing, and so if I'm listening to something, I'll write. So it wasn't necessarily that it was something new or different, but there were some interesting things, like security of your dinghy and your boat when you have the dinghy and you're away from the boat. And like what you might name your dinghy, or whether you might have something that identifies your boat. You don't want people to really see that. I thought that was interesting because I might not have thought of that. I'm too trusting.
Well, I read enough that you probably want to lock your dinghy up. You probably never want to leave it tethered behind the boat at night. You probably want to raise it up. I've never had a dinghy. I had rowboats and things like that with the outboards. But going to a dinghy dock and leaving the motor down, I probably would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm used to getting that motor out of the water. So yeah, we went into this.
The reason for that was the motor could damage another dinghy.
It could poke a hole or something.
Yeah. So there was a good reason for it.
So when I go in these classes, and if I learn 10%, 20% that I did not know, then I'm declaring success. So I'm glad. It wasn't that expensive. It wasn't that hard.
Another thing I liked was the ladder they talked about that you could have in the dinghy for if you are out and you're swimming or diving or scuba diving or something, or like snorkeling away from your dinghy to get back in. It's not so easy.
We're going to be in better shape, so we're just going to porpoise in,
No, we're
just like
get
a dolphin. Woo! That's how I'm going to do it, because we're going to be in shape. The other class I think we took, and this is the one I really learned a lot, was Introduction to Diesel Mechanics.
That was very interesting.
Marine diesels. Introduction to marine diesels. I really enjoy that. I knew nothing about diesel engines. I know nothing about gas engines. So, I mean, everything they said was just, ingraining in my mind of information that I learned. I know what a four-stroke motor is. Two-stroke, you add gas, four-stroke, you don't. That's what I thought the difference was. So now I can explain what a four-stroke motor is, how to change the oil. I complemented the class with this book. I read it cover to cover. I love technical manuals, so this was an easy read for me. And I can rebuild a diesel engine. I feel confident rebuilding a diesel engine with the right tools.
I felt like I got a lot out of the class. It was very informative, but I would like some hands-on, like I want to change the oil.
Oh, you're going to.
Like I need to get my hands on things to like learn, to truly feel like I know how to do something. So I would like some hands-on training or experience with that.
The Sea-Wind comes with the Yanmar 3YM30AE. I think those are the model. They're 29 horsepower marine diesels. Very common, very good engine. And if I didn't learn anything out of this class, these are the most important things you need to remember about the diesel engines. Change your oil when you're supposed to, and check your oil when you're supposed to. Change your fuel filters and check them when you're supposed to. Check your cooling system, both the fresh water and the internal or the external seawaters.
And there was something you should never mess with. Was it the fuel pump?
Never screw with the high pressure fuel pump.
Yeah, I remembered that.
And
don't touch it.
Check your air filter and change it as required. So if you do these basic maintenance steps, then that Yanmar is going to last you about forever.
And these are regular checks you should
lifetime.
do. You should check your engines before you go out ever before you leave.
Yes.
To go.
Clean fuel, enough oil, enough cooling, clean and supply of air.
Do a maintenance check on everything.
Yeah. So if you take nothing away from it, just take that away for it. They're great little diesel engines. I feel so much comfortable now around those diesel engines before then taking this class. So, the retention on this was like 90%. Every time that I read something, it was something new for me. So I'm happy that we took that. We have other classes coming up. We have ASA 105, Advanced Coastal Navigation, that we're going to start in Solomons in February. And then we have Marine Weather Forecasting, I think, ASA class as well that we're going to start in March. Some other classes that we're kind of thinking about doing is
radar.
I like to get better trained on radar, a better understanding of radar. So if they offer a class, I think we're going to take it. And
offshore cruising, maybe? Isn't there like an offshore?
There's an ASA 106, but I don't want to do that on a monohull. So until we can find some place that does it on a catamaran, then we'll think about it. I've read the book, so it's not too much difference than when it came up the Atlantic side of the Exuma site.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about that. And medical. I want some type of medical training, how to properly perform CPR. I've had medical training with over the various first aid, yeah. But things have changed. So I want to update our knowledge around so we can take care of each other. I don't want you just kicking me off the side and going on your merry way.
I don't think I would do that, but I
At
don't know
least put
about
Band-Aids
you.
on me before you kick me off the side or something. So that's where we're looking at the moment. The other option that we need to discuss, and we really need to decide on, is the boat name. Construction on the boat is going to start, I believe, August 16th, 2023. So we're getting close, and we've gone back and forth on boat names for quite a while now. Do you have a list here? Yes.
I do.
We have, let's address no agenda. When we created this channel, our intention for the channel was that we were going to sailing without an agenda, meaning that we're going to sail wherever the wind takes us. And we didn't have any set destination. We're just going to go where we want. I don't want to say we're not going to plan. You have to plan whenever you sail somewhere. But but we were just going to be lax about it. And
Our
just,
only agenda is to get back out on the water.
Right.
So.
And that it was never intended for the boat name to be no agenda, but the boat name could be
It could be, and
no
we
agenda.
did consider it.
And that's on the list at the moment. My favorite was You Only Live Twice. You know, a cool James Bond name after a movie, a Sean Connery James Bond, the best.
They told me you were assassinated in Hong Kong.
Yes, this is my second life.
You only live twice, Mr. Bond.
It has 2 halls, and it reflects our second life. Our first life was working our ass off, raising kids, getting them through college. Second life is retirement and getting out there. The only issue with You Only Live Twice is too long. It's just too long to be saying over the radio to try to explain, you know, to marinas and everything. And that's the only drawback. And then I thought about, well, let's do Only Live Twice. But I don't know. It's still on the list. The other one, James Bond, was Shaken Not Stirred.
Can I do something for you, Mr. Bond?
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Which is a favorite of Peter's.
I had Rocket named Shaken Not Stirred, so that's on the list.
And your production thing is called
Shaken Not Stirred Productions. The other...
I don't mind Shaken Not Stirred, except I don't really want the boat to shake. Just saying.
Just want it stirred or steered.
Not that either. No, I'm kidding.
The James Bond
not a bad name.
Motto on his family crest, the world is not enough.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sir Hilary.
Have a look at this. Let me take your coat. Arms of Sir Thomas Bond, Baronet of Peckham, died 1734. Argent on a chevron sable. 3 besants. Good motto, eh? The world is not enough. Gideon's doing a splendid job.
Kind of like that.
That's
but
a
again,
cool boat name, but it's a long name.
It's too long. I do like that, though. Because that also sort of addresses kind of wanting to go, you know?
Right. And it's James Bond. So anything James Bond is cool, right?
Yeah.
And you came up...
I can actually surprise him sometimes because I remember some James Bond, because James Bond is his thing. But
Ben had an idea.
His was Make It So, which is off of Star Trek.
Captain Picard. Make it so.
You heard the order, Mr. Lynch. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so, number 1.
Make it so, Mr. Crusher. Make it so, Data.
Yeah.
Did I do it right? Make it so.
And I kind of like that too because that's what we're trying to do is make this happen. And so I kind of thought that was sort of a play on that idea. But then Peter says, but it has to be like one word, and I don't know how you can
And
make
people are
that
going to
one
say
word.
mock it so, or
Yeah.
meek it so, or think it's Japanese, think it's Polynesian, and they're like,
But I do like Make
I
It
don't
So.
know. It's on the list. It's on the short list. We were not allowed, or our dealer says, do not put cat anywhere in a boat name. It's been overdone. It's cliched. And I agree. But Stray.
He likes Stray.
Stray. We're out on the water. We have no home. We have no set destinations.
We're just going to
drifting,
stray.
We're sailing. Yeah, we're stray. Oops. And then you can, like a stray cat. No, we can't use cat. Just stray.
Like we're just going to
STRAY.
stray from where we are to wherever the wind takes us.
So that's on the short list.
Yeah, I kind of like it because it's short and sweet. And it's kind of about like where we want to go also. Yeah.
Easy to say over the radio. This is sailing vessel Stray.
Yeah.
Mayday, 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 stray. Versus mayday, mayday, mayday. You only live twice. Or the world is not enough.
Yeah.
At some point, I really thought, and we might still do if we don't nail this down, naming a boat, insert name here.
Oh, no.
Yes, insert name here. I can see that. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Insert name here.
Yeah, they're going to think you're
They're
looking
not
off of some like cheat sheet for calling Mayday.
They will not come and rescue us, so maybe not. You have some other names
don't like
on the
that.
list, right?
Well, there's at least one more. One of the names we came up with was Moments in Time, and that actually came from Peter from a poem he wrote, and he put it on our card that we use to share our channel with people. And here's the poem. Throughout our lives, we reflect on our past. We remember the good and forget the bad. And in the end, when we realize all we had, are the moments in time that will always last. And that's been Peter our whole life. He's always been about making moments and experiences and burning a memory, basically. And so that's why I like moments in time. I do like that. But I like these others too. We came up with a few others. I think Heart and Soul was one. And
Is it hers?
oh, and Chasing Sunsets.
Chasing Sunsets.
Kind of like that. So we just keep going back and forth, and we'll be sitting here talking about it, and we'll like this name tonight, but tomorrow night we'll go, but what about, so.
We're rule some names out though. Passing Wind. No.
Oh my God.
River Racer.
I hate that one.
No.
Well, first of all, we ain't going to stay on the river.
No. So yes, we really, our goal is to narrow this down. And then next time we do a video, maybe we'll narrow it down some more.
Yeah.
If you have some cool names that aren't cliched, overdone, comment.
I liked Calypso, but he won't let me.
That's Jacques Cousteau's boat.
He won't
you
let me
can't
use it.
dishonor Jacques Cousteau
I don't think that would be dishonor.
by naming your boat Calypso.
But it's a cool name. Really. I got back first.
We don't walk the same path. Okay, that was a little bit exhausting. I walked 1.5 miles. I've been slowly increasing. When I first started out on January 1st, it was killing me. And now I'm walking 1.5 miles. Today's rate was 16 minutes and 41 seconds. So that's how long it takes me to walk a mile. And my heart doesn't feel like it's going to explode. I'm probably going to increase it through the month of February. But we're going to go inside. I'm going to weigh myself and reveal how much I've lost. And hopefully I've lost weight. I feel like I've lost weight. I do feel a whole lot better, but we'll reveal how much I lost. Are you going to join me on the scale so I can film
I will
you?
reveal how much I've lost.
You're not getting on the scale?
I'm not getting on the scale now.
No, I'll do it. In full transparency. How do you feel?
I don't feel guilty for not showing my weight on the scale. I can tell you that.
Okay, here we are. February 1st. I feel like I've lost some weight. I feel a whole lot better. I'm going to weigh myself. I started out on January 1st at 220. I'm hoping that I've lost 7 pounds. Here we go. Okay, that is 208 pounds.
Lost about 12 pounds since January 1st. I guess that's not too bad. Those are the easy pounds. If I continue at that rate, I'll meet my goal about 195, hopefully in the March. Pretty aggressive, but we'll see how it goes. How did you do since you wouldn't let me film you on the scales?
Okay, so no pounds are easy to lose. But I lost 13 and a half.
13 pounds?
13 and a half.
And a half? More than me?
Not more than you. Not 13 and a half more. I lost a total of 13 and a half pounds.
I lost 12 pounds. I feel gypped.
So I have a lot more to lose.
Today's March 1st. We're doing our weigh-in. On January 1st, I was 220. On February 1st, I was 208. And now we're going to see what I'm at March 1st. Here we go. I hope I'm under 200 pounds. I think I'm under 200 pounds. Okay.
Okay, today's March 1st. We finished weighing ourselves, and I lost another 12 pounds in the month of February. So that's not bad. It's 24 pounds. I'm happy with that. I'm going to challenge my goal from 195 to 185. I'm going to get a little bit greedy there, but why not? And I'm going to continue to do things I've been doing. No alcohol during the week, 30 minutes of exercise, no unhealthy snacking, and good night's sleep. So how are you doing?
I've lost a total of 19 pounds.
That's good.
And so I'm happy with that. I'm not committing to anything I don't want to do.
We just need to move. Don't be hitting the table. You're shaking the camera. We just need to move in the right direction. We don't need to lose 10 pounds a month.
No,
We
I'm
just
happy
need
with 1 to 2 pounds a week, which doctors and everybody seem to have a consensus is somewhat healthy. And I think it's sustainable.
If we lose 5 pounds a month, that's 60 pounds a year. So it's about our track, kicking our COVID habits, bad habits, and getting on the path of being more healthy. You feel better?
I do feel better.
Okay.
One thing that I think has affected my weight loss goals or health goals, at least for me, maybe not him so much, but we've just been taking a couple of classes. What was it? Navigation and weather, both of which were not very easy and took a lot of time and effort, and work has been a bit busy, and so I don't do well under stress when it comes to that. So but I'm still happy with, like, as long as it's 1 to 2 pounds a week. So.
Yes. For those that might not remember, we took ASA 105, Advanced Navigation, ASA 119, back to back over 4 weekends, and it kicked our ass. And we'll do in the next episode about that.
The other thing I think that Peter's doing really well with is exercise. I go into the office 3 days a week, so it makes it hard on those days. And the other days I try to walk when I can and get some exercise in. I do feel better, and I'm doing better with the walking than I had been. So I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Okay, so we think, right, that we've come up with our boat name, and so we invite you to stay to the end of the video to see what it will be.
Okay.
And when you're sure, right?
We'll find out. If
We
you
keep
like what
going
we
back and forth.
You done? Mm-hmm. If you like what we're doing, what should they do?
Subscribe, like, and what else?
Click all the good buttons on the bottom. It really helps us. And if I keep
Maybe leave some comments.
if I keep losing this weight, I'll be running around in bikini. And
Please.
And we'll get all kinds of
No.
subscribers. Yes. I think that's the secret.